Hello friends, welcome back to the NVIDIA DGX Spark Developer Series blog. If you're new here, let me give you a quick picture of what are we working with. The DGX Spark is NVIDIA's compact personal AI supercomputer that literally fits under a desk. It's built for developers who want the power of a data center grade machine right on their desktop. So far in this series, we have covered a lot of ground. Here's a short recap. First, we unboxed and installed the machine. We added some basic utilities. We installed creative softwares. We set up note-taking and coding environments. We downloaded and configured large language models. And we expanded our AI-powered Open Notebook LM models on this machine. In today's episode, we are taking the next biggest step. We are going to create image and video generation using AI models on this machine. So we are going to walk through installing state-of-the-art diffusion models like latest version of Black Forest Labs FLUX 2 open weight models for the image creation. We are going to optimize and make use of the NVIDIA latest. And once we are able to install this latest Black Forest FLUX 2 model on our machine, we are going to set up a video generation pipeline that can turn text prompts into short clips. So by the end of this video, you are going to have a working setup that can generate both pictures and videos directly on your DGX Spark, all without leaving your desk. And if time permits, we are going to take one extra step and compare this FLUX 2 to Google Nano Banana Pro level models here. So if you are excited to see this AI-powered creativity in action, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next episode when we are going to dive deeper into fine-tuning these image models for your own projects. So let's get started with the installation. In this section, we are going to get started with the ComfyUI installation on NVIDIA DGX Spark. ComfyUI is the flexible node-based image generation UI that runs on NVIDIA's personal AI supercomputer. And by the end of this video, you are going to have a fully functional ComfyUI server up and running, ready to crank up stunning AI right from your desk. Before we get started, make sure that your system meets a couple of the hardware requirements. You should have some NVIDIA Grace Black Level GB10 Superchin system. You should have minimum 8 GB CPU memory for stable diffusion models. And you have at least 20 GB available storage space. So let's check this out. Open a new terminal window and first check the Python version of your machine by typing python 3 --- version. Next, check the pip version, pip3 --- version. Next, you want to check the NVC, so NVCC -version. Lastly, you want to check the NVIDIA System Management Interface, so type NVIDIA -SMI. There are a couple of other things which are optional, like Git to clone the repo, like wget to download the model checkpoint. Let's first create a Python virtual environment. So open a terminal window and type the command python 3 -m venv ComfyUI -env. This command is going to create a new virtual environment called ComfyUI -env. Now we need to activate this environment. So issue another command saying source ComfyUI -env /bin/activate. Now we need to install the PyTorch with CUDA support. So in the same terminal window, type the command pip3 install torch vision and --index -url and give the path to PyTorch build. This command is going to install PyTorch with CUDA support. This targets the CUDA 12.9 compatibility with Blackwell architecture GPUs. Now we need to fetch the official source code from the GitHub. Now before we do that, we want to make sure that CUDA is appropriately installed on your machine or not. So in the same terminal window, just type the python 3 command. And what this will do, it will just open the interpreter. Here you can write the Python commands. In this Python terminal window, type import torch. Now let's go print torch dot __version __. So it will print out the torch version installed on your machine. Next thing you want to check is if CUDA is available or not. So you can type torch.CUDA is available. So this function will return true or false. Now this is the critical point. If this function returns a false, then you need to go back and make sure that you install the appropriate version of PyTorch CUDA support. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So make sure that torch.CUDA.is available returns true. Last thing you want to check, this is optional. Just type torch.CUDA.get device name. All right. So now at this point, I assume that you already have the CUDA support appropriately installed on your machine. Now let's go back to the ComfyUI repository and I'm going to git clone the original Git repository. So git clone and ComfyUI.get file. Now cd into this directory, cd ComfyUI. Now make sure that you have the requirements.txt file over there. So type the command pip install -r requirements.txt. This command is going to install all the required libraries. So for example, Flask, Pillow, TQDM, etc. or whatever is listed in the requirements.txt file. Once this is done, you need to download a stable diffusion checkpoint. Now, to do that, first you have to change the directory. So go to cd models checkpoints and make sure that you're inside the checkpoint directory. And now you download this file using the command wget and give the path to this new stable diffusion model file. Now, just to let you know, the ComfyUI needs a model file. And here this statement is helping you to grab the popular stable diffusion 1.5 checkpoint file, which is approximately 2 GB. And once you wget it, that means once you download it, you place it inside the models checkpoint directory as shown in. Now, once that download is completed, all you need to do, browse to your parent directory. So cd, go to the parent folder, and then simply you have to type a command python3 main.py -listen 0000. What this command is going to do is going to run your main.py with listening on the port 0000. That means it binds the web server to all network interfaces and is going to expose it on by default port called 8188. So you will see, once you run this command, you are going to see something like running on HTTP 0008188. Now simply, if all goes well, all you need to do, open your browser window and go to URL saying http://0000 port number 8188. Now, if all is well, you should have your ComfyUI server up and running. Now let's move on to the next section of this blog. We really want to use this machine to run a state-of-the-art latest model, such as latest and greatest Black Forest FLUX 2 image generation model. Just to call out, this model has received great praise from the community and is highly regarded and comparable to Google Nano Pro. A little bit about FLUX 2. So FLUX 2 is a state-of-the-art image generation model from Black Forest Labs. It is 32 billion parameters, and eventually actually it needs 90 GB of VRAM to load the full model. But there's also a low VRAM model, which is asked for 64 GB. So for no single consumer GPU can hold that much memory. So this model, when it was released, so far this model seemed to be out of reach for most of the creators. So what happened? NVIDIA partnered with Black Forest Labs along with ComfyUI. So NVIDIA teamed up with Black Forest Labs and the open source ComfyUI to make sure that FLUX 2 is usable on RTX hardware. And this is the magical thing what they did. The collaboration focused on a couple of things. So for example, FP8 Quantization. So it's a precision reduction technique if you don't know. And second thing is weight streaming, that is RAM offload. So what they did, they moved parts of model to system RAM when the GPU runs out of the space. If you're wondering what is actually FP8 Quantization. So in short, FP8 Quantization compresses each model weight from the usual 16-bit like FP16 or 32-bit FP32 format to a 8-bit floating point representation. And because the numbers are half the size, the model's memory footprints drop by roughly 40%. So letting the same model run on far less VRAM machine while keeping visually quality virtually unchanged. So let's download this model and make it work with ComfyUI setup. Go back to your ComfyUI web page, which is already running at localhost 8188. Now, if you click on checkpoint, you will see you have only one model which you downloaded earlier, Stable Diffusion version 1.5, which was approximately 2 GB. Now let's head out to template section and search for FLUX.2. Now you should see FLUX 2 models here, which you can add to your ComfyUI setup. If not, then please make sure that you are running most current ComfyUI version here. Now that's all I wanted to cover in this video today. In next upcoming video, I'm going to dive deeper into fine-tuning these models for my own projects. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.